Good morning, guys. It is 5:30 a.m. and welcome back to After Work Outdoors. I'm on my way to Carling, Ontario, going to be fishing lake trout. I called my buddy Andrew last night, asked if he wanted to go out for one more lake trout fish. Of course, he said yes. I told him I'd be filming, and he even agreed to comb his beard, which is a pretty big thing. We're going to be fishing the Big Sound and Perry Sound, trying for some Lakers. Hopefully do all right. I will see you guys out on the ice. Fish on.
Success when lake trout fishing is very dependent on technology. Fish can react so differently from day to day, and being able to see how they react and alter your presentation can mean the difference between putting fish on the ice and going home empty-handed. I remember when I first made the switch to electronics, I liken it to being blind and then suddenly being able to see a world you never knew existed. I used to sit on the ice for hours and hours and never know if there were fish there or not. With lake trout, Andrew has actually noticed a decrease in catch rate since switching to the Garmin Panoptix transducer. Let me explain the difference. So Garmin has two main ice transducers. The first one is the one I have, and it shoots down from the top of the ice in a cone, so that any fish swimming into the cone, well, it's not really a fish, but anyway, any fish swimming into the cone start appearing as soon as they hit the edge of the cone. But you don't know which direction the fish is coming from. This cone is a perfect circle, so this is how mine is set up. So when the fish swim into the cone, they appear a little bit lighter here because they're just barely catching the edge of the cone. And when they swim into it, they get darker on the screen, meaning they're closer to directly underneath you. Now, what this does is, this does not allow you to know which direction the fish is coming from. It could be coming from this side, it could be coming from that side, it could be coming from anywhere. Garmin also has a second type of transducer. They actually have three, but we're only going to talk about two today because the other's a little more advanced and neither of us can afford one. So anyway, the second one Garmin has made in a long oval shape. Notice mine was much more round. So when fish enter it from the sides, when they swim into your cone, if this is the bottom of the lake, of course, if they swim into this cone, you could tell which direction the fish are coming from. Again, well, actually, it's not even a fish. Ignore that. Anyway, you could tell which direction they're coming from. The problem is, right here is not very wide. So you can have fish coming from this direction that are almost directly underneath you and right presumably closer to your bait in the center, and fish could be coming from any side at all. And you might know they're coming from this side or that side, but you wouldn't necessarily know if they came from this side. If you compare the two from a top view, if you were standing at the hole looking down, mine would be a circle, and what Andrew was using would be more of an oval. Now, again, looking straight down, if a fish would approach from this direction or this direction, you wouldn't necessarily know it until they got quite close. Now, if they came from this side or this side, you'd be able to tell exactly which side they were on, which direction they were coming from. Whereas with mine, the fish could come from any direction, and whereas you'd know they were coming closer to your bait, which would presumably again be in the center, you wouldn't know exactly which direction they were approaching from. So, panoptics, you know which way they're coming from as long as they're generally in one side or the other, but you lose out a little bit when they approach from a different direction. And the standard ice transducer, just a big cone, and all you can tell is how close they are to the bait. So let's go back on the ice.
There.
Yeah.
That could be out here.
It could be, yep.
Could
Yep.
be anywhere.
It could be anywhere. It's not right under your hole. You never know which side. And when it fades down to nothing, it could be swimming any direction.
Yep.
So you just don't know.
No. So I think what's happening is that before, is the second I would see that mark on my screen,
Yeah.
I'd start fucking reeling.
Yeah.
Thinking that fish is underneath me coming up.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not. It's could be 20 feet out swimming.
Yeah,
up
it could
there.
be this depth, yeah.
So what's happening now is that I see the fish here. I sit here and I watch the fish come in, watch it come in. Then I start going up.
Whereas you should maybe start going up before as soon as he even hits that cone.
Yeah, like the second I see that mark, I should start switching my thing and just start reeling.
Yeah, yeah.
And I like,
Well, that's a good theory. I mean, if they'd like to chase, which we know they do.
yeah.
You know, when they hit the edge of that cone, maybe they're just getting into that sort of should I go or not. And as soon as you go up, somebody told me a while back that the longer they chase it for, the more committed they are.
Yeah.
You know, and the faster they rise. So if you can get them all the way up, like they're committed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe it just gives them more time to get committed. Further up they come, or the further they come from.
Yeah. They don't have a chance to see what bait's actually.
That's right. See, lots when we first got here, we scared them all off.
Oh, he's screaming. He's screaming.
He's good. Oh.
Turned away.
Turned away?
it happened a little fast, but we got another one for the smoker.
Yep.
Yeehaw. Too bad we couldn't get the camera on it, but what do you do? So just a quick word on gear. Today I'm using a St. Croix 36-inch ice rod with 10-pound test Power Pro and a Daiwa reel. A good combination for light lake trout. I wasn't expecting a lot of monsters today, otherwise I would have used a heavier rod. This is a medium heavy action. As for what I'm using, I'm doing well all season on a Berkeley Gulp minnow, 3.5 inch, and a football head jig with stainless hook. I use the stainless hook because the Berkeley Gulp baits will dehydrate if you leave them out, so I put the whole works back in the package with the rest of the baits to preserve them. I use the Berkeley Gulp minnow, but really any minnow imitating lure will do that. Spoons, something with some flash. Try and stick with a white color because you're really trying to imitate a alewife, a smelt, a whitefish, Cisco, the main prey of the lake trout you're fishing for. So yeah, get out the gear and give it a try someday, and good luck.
So what do you think? This is technically my second video I've ever made. As you can probably tell, no formal videography training or experience of any kind. Just a guy who loves the outdoors and wants to take you along with him. I hope you got something out of it. I have a ton of other adventures planned, from fishing, hunting, trapping, winter camping, and literally everything in between. I've had the good fortune of growing up in an area that gives me great opportunities to enjoy the outdoors in just about every capacity, and I try my best to take advantage of that as much as I can. I just love this stuff, and I want to encourage you as well to take advantage of the outdoors and get out there and do stuff. Even if you live in an area that doesn't have great opportunities to enjoy the outdoors, get out and enjoy what you can. If you like this video, my next one should be ready in a few weeks. I'm just working through that right now. In it, I help some good friends of mine run a 7-day winter camping adventure in Northern Ontario. I am really excited for this one. It's a base camp style winter camping trip, but with a twist. Without giving too much away, I will say that if you like learning, living off the land, harvesting animals, and with a healthy dose of adventure, you're going to want to hit that subscribe button at the bottom of the screen because you're not going to want to miss this one. I can't wait to show it to you guys. As I said, this is my second video ever. If you liked it, leave your comments down below. If you didn't like it, leave your comments down below. I want to hear from you. I want to know what I screwed up, what I did well on, what I can improve on. Yeah, and if you have your experiences ice fishing, go ahead and leave those in the comments below as well. If you're aware, you'll know what this is. This is After Work Outdoors. Till next time.